Hi there, this is a video based on what's actually happening in the Peregian Springs estate in a more local way. Here's Peregian Springs, as you can see in the other video, where it sits on the coast, close to Noosa and about 3 kilometres to the beach. Now this particular parcel here, surrounded here, is the limit of the urban footprint that we've previously talked about, and this is Peregian Springs itself, an FKP project. Okay, and there's about 12 to 1500 lots in there, and there is the Ridges project, which is further down this way, which is this parcel here. Now this Google Earth image is a little bit old, and quite a bit has happened in there since. Let's start with the north of the estate, the north of Peregian Springs estate up here, where all this looks like there's vacant land here. It's actually none of it's vacant land. That project there is an old MFS project which became the new Geo Property Group project. It's called Caprice. It backs onto the freeway, and they're selling very small investor kind of product in there at low fours. This particular project here is 38 completed houses and land, again purchased by MFS, when MFS with MFS, and then subsequently developed by the Geo Property Group. They've sold out of all those. They sold them quite cheaply. That particular project as a whole performed quite poorly in this market, and it was really, the issue was probably developing a whole project based on investor product in homeowner territory, which north of Marich River is definitely like a homeowner kind of territory, meaning the product needs to be a little bit special, needs to be a little bit different. You can't just stamp out houses, and then because you can't get them down to the prices required for the investment market to run out the door. So that's probably what hurt that. All this land here is FKP land that they sold, and all this land here is FKP land that they sold during 2007, so that's all sold and most of it's all built on. This particular little parcel here is a parcel that CityMark paid $11 million for back in 2008, and they've started selling that land there, and I think it's called the Haven. There's about 70 blocks just there that they've started selling. All this is sold out, all this is sold out, all this is pretty much sold out. There's really no land left in this part here. FKP have got this island parcel here left. They've got about 90 odd lots. Now they've started selling that, and they've sold them very well. Over the last few months they've been selling about 30 a month, and a lot of that's been in here. They pulled the prices back by about 5% of what they were getting, and they've really started to achieve some pretty fast sales rates. This part here is a part that they will eventually develop, but they're actually waiting for a protected species of trees that they've transplanted from here across over onto the Ridges Hill. They've actually got to wait for that new tree species colony to be signed off as being a productive colony for this species, and then they're allowed to pull out the trees here and get that developed. Here is the clubhouse. As you can see, it's kind of known as a golf estate. FKP own the golf club as the 18th green, and you can kind of see the type of dwellings in here are quite architectural, quite a good. I think the average price in Peregian is about the $650 mark, $655. Now the land that we are talking about sits in this part of the estate. Now this part here, which is known as the Ridges, it's known as the Ridges because there's a water tower up here, just there. That's the water tower there. So that's the highest part of the estate. That actually enjoys water views across to the beach. Now Sunland are developing this parcel here at the moment. That's the new shopping centre, which has got a Coles, and that's opened. It's under construction in this photograph, but that's opened, and it's got a Coles and various specialty shops. This particular parcel here is being developed by Sunland. This particular parcel, just there, that's St Andrew's Private School, very popular school. And this piece of land here is actually a school that started in January 2010, and it's a state public school, and they're calling it the State Smart School. So I've got the school just there, I've got the school just there, I've got the shopping centre just here, I've got the beach 3k away, and this is the land parcel that we are talking about. The land parcel that we're talking about is surrounded here. And that's where those 80 odd blocks sit. It's probably considered the best land left in Peregian Springs. The land in the ridges is proving to be fairly slow for FKP. One of the issues there is it is a body corporate kind of setup where people pay body corporate rates on their blocks of land. But also they've got very strict environmental controls for harvesting water and things like this, and it was all part of the development consent that was negotiated through council back in 2004 and 2005. Now, it actually, they're not allowed to cut more than 500 millimetres, etc., etc., and it takes the housing very much out of the project home construction market. It adds probably, in the end, just because of the resources available, not because of the actual cost, but just because of which builders are prepared to build in there. It seems to be adding about $500 or $600 a square metre to the end product. Now the market basically needs to be taking that $500 or $600 a square metre out of the land value, because they're still getting the same size house as they get in Peregian Springs. So it's proving a little bit difficult to get that land away in comparison to just the very simple house and land that you're allowed to build in Peregian Springs. There's covenants on sizes, and in my view, what this needs is certainly more architectural houses than what's been going into Peregian lately, and certainly probably a better quality of housing than this stock over here, which was the Geo stock. The average price, as I said, is $650. The market there is a good market there at around that number, and it's an easy place to sell houses around the 500, but there is a better yield to get with a little bit better quality, not too much to spend, some stone bench tops and some higher ceilings, and just not stamp out the housing on this land. That's the market data that we would recommend. This school's having a very big impact on demand, as is the new shopping centre. Generally speaking, a well-run marketing campaign should see you clear that stock at probably 10 to 15 lots, or certainly probably 10 lots per month. Zoom in and have a bit of a look at what the terrain looks like. There's a display village. As you can see, this photo's a little old. This land we're talking about here has had the roads scraped out. There's a bit of erosion. There's a few erosion issues here. There's a bit of steepness here. There's a stockpile of fill here, awaiting the development of this land. This road, as you can see, has been scratched out there. It's all ready to go. This gives you probably a better picture of the style of housing that's going on. There's the golf course. That's where the school's gone. It's already built. And just here is the shopping centre.